All Elite Wrestling is an alternative professional wrestling brand that the entire family can enjoy. Don't believe me? Just ask President Tony Khan. In response to TKO's Mark Shapiro suggesting WWE will not be pricing for families moving forward, Khan countered by branding AEW as family-friendly programming. Just like that, it's that easy. This wasn't a rebrand, brother. AEW has been family-friendly since day one. Quote, AEW's ticket pricing is designed to be very family-friendly, and it has been from the very beginning. Everyone involved with AEW from the beginning will tell you that we've always wanted to maintain affordable ticket pricing for the fans, in particular to bring families and young fans to the show and make it accessible for fans of all backgrounds, of all ages, end quote. You hear that, kids in Twittericky? AEW has been family-friendly from the beginning so that all children can enjoy. Tony Khan isn't just calling AEW family-friendly for the sake of spiting WWE or as a desperate ploy to get anybody to buy a ticket. AEW is family first, the home of patriarchal wrestling.
But your father's dead.
The only thing more elite than the wrestling in Jacksonville are the men, women, and children who watch the show. In fact, rumor has it, AEW's next television deal is gonna be on Disney+. And in celebration of 6 years of squeaky clean squabbles and G-rated graps, we're here to celebrate the top 10 most family-friendly moments in AEW history, including a moment so wholesome, it transcends families across different races. Subscribe in Somali. What's good? Come get your free PWB sticker. You can stick me on your smartphone so I can listen to all your conversations like the government. But I won't tell anyone. I'll just judge quietly. I'm a healthy adhesive. Just post me on a MacBook because apples are delicious. We can even stick it to the man and jump on a cop car together. Whee! Because, hey, where are you going, you selfish son of a... Is that all you got, you hoe-ass pigs? Get your free stickers by clicking the link in the description. Number 10 is one of AEW's most bitter rivalries in its young history, one which resulted in quite possibly its bloodiest TV match ever. Britt Baker and Thunder Rosa bled all over one another like a couple of violent Teletubbies in a match so wholesome it was unsanctioned. It was a preview of every brawl in the mall among soccer moms this holiday season, especially in the Labubu line. During an unforgettable episode of St. Patty's Day Slam in 2021, Britt Baker and Thunder Rosa used tables, ladders, chairs, thumbtacks, and blood in a bloodbath tailor-made for every generation. That week's episode of Dynamite tanked, but the good news is the main event between Britt Baker and Thunder Rosa saw a spike of 119,000 viewers during their quarter hour. Sounds like a lot of families to me, because nothing says squeaky clean fun like a dentist bleeding worse than a pair of unflossed gums. The ninth family-friendly moment in AEW is fire, and lots of it. After Tony Khan put Jack Perry on ice the first time, Darby Allin lit the scapegoat on fire at Double or Nothing 2024. Allin ran it back by setting Jon Moxley on fire at All Out 2025. And something tells me we haven't seen the last of family-friendly fire on this list. Nick Wayne was a member of a stable called the Patriarchy, a nod to AEW's family ties. Unfortunately for Nick, he was put through a flaming table at Full Gear 2023 by Adam Copeland, Lyric and Ruby's dad. Just like Cody Rhodes put Andrade through a flaming table in his last match with AEW the year before. Cody comes from one of wrestling's royal families, and he went out working a TV PG wrestling match with fire, and more fire. With all these wildfires, is this Jacksonville or Southern California? If the fire's getting too hot for you, have no fear, more blood is here. This time in the form of CM Punk and MJF paying homage to the most harmless stipulation in pro wrestling history, the dog collar match. Both Punk and MJF have spent their careers paying homage to Rowdy Roddy Piper, no blackface. So it was only natural that the two charismatic stars paid tribute to one of Piper's most famous bloodbaths by wearing red face, like Piper did in his daytime classic against Greg the Hammer Valentine. CM Punk and MJF's blood-soaked dog collar match at Revolution 2022 got so diabolical, it was marketed to children as a 2-pack of toys, because blood and children go together like Britt Baker and benches. Now, you might be wondering to yourself, if AEW is so wholesome, why aren't children invited to the rings themselves? Now, no need to be impatient, I got you. Because friend of the children, Don Callis, participated in a feel-good angle alongside viral sensation Big Justice. What exactly actually happened during this feel-good moment? Don Callis strangled the living shit out of Big Justice, of course. At one point, Big Justice's face was the same color as MJF's face in that dog collar match. It doesn't get any more safe and sound than child strangulation, and in all elite wrestling, I guarantee you can bring your kid to an environment where their face, unlike AEW's TV PG product, will turn blue. Our next heartwarming entrant is the walking mascot for family-friendly programming, Jon Moxley. Jon Moxley goes above and beyond to put on a show that will send families home with a smile on their face. Whether it's being stabbed with a screwdriver, bleeding profusely, suffocation, skewers to the dome, an exploding barbed wire match, taking a nap on a bed of nails with graham crackers and a binky, performing suplexes on a barbed wire table, or even getting hit in the back with a spiked bat. Jon Moxley never met an ounce of blood he didn't bleed. And when it comes to match grades, Mox puts the C in hepatitis C. We kick off our top 5 with a man who is synonymous with family entertainment. The man, the king, the motherfucking god of this shit, Emil J's words and mine. Nick Gage made his Dynamite debut in 2021 and he didn't come alone. During the second of 5 labors of Jericho, Gage worked a perfectly safe hardcore match against Christopher. At its peak, Gage sliced Jericho with a pizza cutter. The slicing and dicing happened during a picture-in-picture ad for Domino's Pizza. Talk about family-friendly product placement. Unfortunately, the sponsors didn't see it that way, and Nick Gage has not appeared on AEW television since. What a bunch of party poopers. Don't they realize this is a family show? Tony Khan said, what about the kids? AEW's use of staple guns creeps in at number 4. Swerve and Hangman used staple guns during their blood feud. Staple guns were the stars of this year's Anarchy in the Arena match. Just ask Swerve's tongue. Sky Blue clapped both Toni Storm's cheeks with a staple gun for all the boys, girls, and families watching at home. Staple guns are to AEW what cigarettes are to 10-year-olds. They're gonna use them eventually, so you might as well get them started early, am I right? Or at least that's how I plan to raise my unborn children. Don't ever tell me how to raise my daughter, f you lady. While staple guns are beloved in Jacksonville, Toni Storm is a whore that you all adore. Her words and mine. Storm took cues from Britt Baker and Thunder Rosa for an even bloodier Hollywood ending alongside Mariah May. A feud filled with that much blood had no choice but to end in double juice. Toni Storm's hardcore match against Mariah May made use of their infamous shoe as a catalyst of violence. But it wasn't just the shoe. Buckets, bottles, glass, chairs, chains, and a timeless overhead shot of the 2 women covered in blood at the conclusion of their final match. All for a top-line AEW feud. All for the children. The silver medalist of this PG shit belongs to AEW All Out 2025. This was a marathon of a pay-per-view that dragged worse than Linus's security blanket, but it did have its moments. We already talked about Darby Allin setting Jon Moxley on fire, but did I mention Darby Allin stabbing Mox repeatedly in the head? Cage and Cope set the tone alongside Bubbles, who dropped a fucking F-bomb within the first 5 fucking minutes. And those were just the appetizers. All Out 25 featured a tables and tacks match between MJF and Mark Briscoe, who could have spent the entire afternoon at Red Cross with the amount he bled. Big Stoke's heroic quest for a casual sexual encounter continued, but sadly, the child star still ain't got no hose. And the most family-friendly moment in AEW history was Swerve Strickland versus Hangman Adam Page. The entire feud. In fact, this would have been Feud of the Year in 2024 if it wasn't for Drew McIntyre and CM Punk. In a totally family-friendly feud formatted for the kids, Swerve and the Hangman found new and exciting ways to bleed on each other and in each other. In fact, in Texas Death 2023, Hangman literally drank Swerve's blood. Swerve versus Hangman was basically this entire list all in one feud. Double juice, staple guns, fire, chains, a steel cage, barbed wire, and they even brought needles to the potluck. This feud was truly transcendent for both Swerve and Hangman, and it solidified both as permanent main eventers. Because of this feud, Swerve can lay claim as the first and only black main eventer in the 6-year history of the company. Baby steps, you know, because kids are watching. Tony Khan claims AEW is intended for families and children of all ages to enjoy. Tony Khan is also a carny promoter looking to make AEW profitable by serving as an alternative to WWE, even if that means lying to disillusioned WWE families who have been priced out. Check out this video and subscribe. What's your favorite AEW family-friendly moment? Tell me in the comments!